Question 2 from Al. Al asks, why is it that when I'm not feeling particularly sexual, my submissiveness decreases and my stubbornness increases? My submissive nature seems to be tied to my sexual nature, and that can make it difficult to get into the right headspace when, for example, I'm recovering from COVID, a sickness, etc. Any tips on how to get around this? My brain just doesn't want to go into that space in those times, but everyone is less happy when it doesn't. So first thing, Al, if you haven't heard me talk about the different types of arousal, listen up, my friend, because in BDSM, we have sexual arousal, we have kink arousal, and then we have dominant or submissive arousal. And it seems to me that you are connecting submissive arousal with sexual arousal, aka I have these feelings of elevated submissive desire when I feel sexual. They're linked to you. The key here is to unlink them in your paradigm. But I'm going to get into that maybe on another week when I have more time. But so basically what I'm seeing is kind of like the pattern beneath the surface, Al, that we can kind of dig into a little bit, is sexual arousal increases the dopamine response, right? So let's just think about this from a scientific perspective. Sexual arousal makes you feel happy, right? It's hitting a dopamine response, increased dopamine. Increased dopamine equals increased motivation. Increased motivation to serve, right, equals submissive arousal. So right now, it seems like perhaps the sexual arousal is starting the cycle of submissive desire, whereas the sexual desire and the submissive desire should be on two different tracks that can coexist if your dominant chooses for them to. But if your dominant does not want you to have a sexual experience as a submissive, then you need to be able to separate that. So I feel like that's what's going on, like chemically. And so I would say that's why if you're not getting the sexual arousal, then you're not getting the motivation, then you're not getting the desire to be submissive, and then you're getting fussy and stubborn because you're not getting that release in subspace that you crave. So you need to tap into a non-sexual motivator, my friend. Okay, 30 seconds. Yeah, so here we go. You need to find a non-sexual motivator. And this is what I would like you to do this week is think about what else do you enjoy about being submissive? What else do you enjoy about being submissive? In other words, if sex was not on the table, if you never got sexual play, would you still want to be submissive? Or are you just a bottom who wants a sexual experience? Dig into that. Dig into that. What else do you enjoy about being submissive? So answer that question and start tapping into other non-sexual motivators.